What's happening there at Constitutional Hill this morning? Well, with 5 days to go to the funeral of the late struggle icon Winnie Madikizela, which will be held at the Orlando Stadium on Saturday, mourners have not stopped to bring their condolences to the family. The Madikizela-Mandela residence has become a hive of activity since she passed away on Easter Monday. Political parties, politicians, church organizations, as well as members of the public throughout the country have frequented the Orlando West home to be with the family. For the latest activities coming to us from Orlando West in Soweto, we're now joined live by SABC's reporter Manqoba Mchunu, who is outside the Madikizela-Mandela residence. A very good morning to Manqoba. Of course, it's been a couple of days there with huge activities in honor of Mum Winnie. What's the day looking like this morning?
Well, indeed, Shante, we continue to bring you that live coverage here outside the home of the late struggle icon Winnie Madikizela-Mandela. Of course, this today marking exactly a week since the news that the late struggle icon had passed. You recall that that news, of course, coming last week Monday, on Easter Monday in the afternoon. I remember the SABC was among the first to arrive here. In fact, when we arrived here at the house of the late struggle icon, there was barely no movement. There were no cars. There was a silence on the street. And of course, the SABC team being the first to arrive there, and we sat here and waited for about an hour until we started seeing some sort of reaction taking place here outside the home of Umama. And of course, ourselves at that time also being in disbelief of what had just happened, and of course, not believing really that this late struggle icon had gone at that time. Of course, just to give you an update on what's happening here this morning, you recall that of course the family last week had requested that mourners start arriving at the house at from around 11 a.m. and of course that request being made after the family had said that they needed time to reflect on Mama's passing, as well as time to rest ahead of her funeral that is expected to take place this weekend. And of course, as things stand, it's relatively quiet. What we've been seeing this morning, though, are some of the members of the family members, or some of the people coming as far away as from Bizana in the Eastern Cape, where Umama Winnie Madikizela-Mandela comes from, and of course also coming to pay their tribute here outside the home. We're hoping to speak to some of them in a short while from now, but of course at this point they are still a bit distant from us, so we can't speak to them. We'll try and speak to them at a later stage. But of course, the security detail here outside the home has also been increased. It's been tightened. You can see there police officers now have set up barricades here outside the house, and this, of course, you recall, is due to the incident that had occurred on Friday, where there was excessive shooting outside the home of the late struggle icon. And of course, now police are keeping a very close eye here on developments here outside the house, and of course making sure that things go smoothly and safe. But of course, today we are also expecting that various memorial services will be held throughout the provinces as part of the 6th day of celebrating the 10 days of mourning that have been set up by the ANC as well as government. And of course, one of those memorial services will take place here in Soweto at the UJ campus, just not far from where we are, and that is expected to take place at 3 o'clock this afternoon. But of course, we're expecting visitors to start flocking in from 11 a.m. to come and pay their tributes. That's how it's been the whole week. And of course, that condolences book also still here. It's there just next to the police where they are stationed, where people can come and write their messages of condolences to the family, where people can come and write personal messages to Mama Winnie Madikizela-Mandela. And of course, on the other side of that barricade, that's where the flowers have been set up. That's where people can put their flowers, they can post pictures of Umama, and of course write message cards that they would like to relay to the family. And of course, we'll be able to take you to show you more of the scene today, because we have another unit that we're using which enables us to move. But on my left here, there's a marquee that has also been set up that people are being welcomed in. Those especially who are visiting the family from areas that are far, like the delegation that's come from Bizana. They'll also be making their way into that marquee, which is just on this side. And that's where some of the church services have also been taking place in the evenings, and people coming in and to pray with the family and also to offer them some words of condolences. But we'll take you in our next crossing just to show you what it's like inside as well when we come back in the next crossing.
Thank you very much for giving us an update there, just outside Winnie's home in Soweto, in Orlando West.